Good morning once again, everybody. Shall we learn? Okay, we are going to learn chapter number 2 of social studies. What is the name of the chapter? Parallels and meridians. Yesterday we had started the chapter, first part has been over. Today I'll teach you the second part. Before I come to the second part, let us have a revision. What did we learn yesterday? I told you that we have to know the location of a place. For that, what we have done, we have created some imaginary lines on the earth. There are two kinds of lines on the earth we imagine. What are they? Parallels and meridians. We learned about parallels yesterday. What are parallel lines? They are the lines which have been drawn east to west, west to east. They are known as parallel lines. They are also called as latitudes. We learned about their features. We know that they are circles, and the size of the circle decreases as we move towards the poles. Then we learned about their numbers. We have seen that there are 181 parallels on the earth, one equator at 0 degree, then 90 in the northern hemisphere and 90 in the southern hemisphere. Total it becomes 181 latitudes. Then we named some important latitudes yesterday: equator, Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn, Arctic Circle and Antarctic Circle. These are the important parallels. These Arctic and Antarctic circles are also called as polar circles. Okay, so now we are with the next topic. What is that? That is meridians. Okay, now we will learn about meridians. What are meridians? Have a look here. The imaginary lines running from north to south are called meridians or lines of longitude. See, this is what north, the top part. From the north to south to the bottom, that they are known as meridians. Meridians are also known as the lines of longitude. Clear now? There are two kinds of lines. One is parallel line. Parallel line means they are not touching with each other. They have been drawn from east to west. Clear? 181 are there in total. The lines which have been drawn from north pole to the south pole are called as meridians. They are also called as lines of longitude. They have been drawn from one pole to the other pole. Now we are going to learn about the important features of the meridians. Have a look, what are the features of meridians? All meridians are of the same length. Okay, when we discussed about the parallels, I told you that the size of the circle decreases. Are they of the same size? No, they are not. But the meridians are of same length. The maximum distance between any two meridians is at the equator. See, the distance between two meridians, this distance, that varies. Here it is maximum at the equator, and as we move towards the northern pole, what happens? The distance between two meridians that decreases. And here we are moving to the south pole, then also we will find the same thing. The distance between these two meridians, that has been decreased. Do you know why is it so? Because of the shape of the earth. Then the maximum distance between two longitudes, that is at the equator. Okay, then the distance between two meridians decreases as we move away from the equator towards the poles. I explained it now here. On the pole, the distance between two meridians is very less, but it is more in the equatorial region. Meridians cut the parallels at right angles. Right angles means 90-degree angle. Okay, see, this is what the picture we get when we have both parallels and the meridians. Then here you can see that the parallels have been cut by the meridians. And what is a degree formed? What is the angle formed here? 90-degree angle is formed when it cuts the parallel. Then meridians are used to measure the distance in the east-west direction. Why do we use the meridians? Do you know? We can find out the distance. Distance, east-west distance can be found very easily. And why do we use this parallels? Because we can have the distance of north to south that can be shown with the help of parallels, and the east to west distance can be shown with the help of meridians. Okay, so shall we continue? Okay, now let us see how these meridians are numbered. Yesterday we have seen the parallels have been numbered. Now today we are going to see the numbering of the meridians. In 1884, it was decided to fix Greenwich, a place near London, as a starting point for numbering the meridians. Here, for numbering the parallels, we are having the equator as a 0 degree. But we don't have such a line to take a 0 degree for longitude. There is no such 0 degree is there, prime meridian. I am talking about that only. Okay, and so how did we select it? It cannot be the half, correct half, because in another part also, in the other side of this earth also, half is there. Then it has been decided in the year 1884 that Greenwich, which is a place near London, that place has been decided as the starting point for numbering the meridians. The meridian that passed through Greenwich was marked 0 degree and named as prime meridian. What is prime meridian? The longitude that passes, that has been given the measurement of 0 degree and which passes through Greenwich. Greenwich is a place in London. Okay, and how can we point out the area? Then the prime meridian divides the earth into two equal halves. Number 1, eastern hemisphere, and number 2, western hemisphere. Now if we add E or W with the prime meridian, like 10 degree east, where is 10 degree east? This side. 55 degree west, where is it? It will be here. In this way we can find out the correct location of the place very easily if we have the meridians, prime meridians and the latitudes. Like the parallels, meridians are also drawn at the interval of 1 degree. I told you that the parallels have been drawn at the interval of 1 degree, 0 degree, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In this way it has been named. In the same way, the meridians also have been named from 0 degree, the prime meridian, the Greenwich meridian. Okay, so how many are there? There are 180 meridians towards the east and 180 towards the west also. So what is the total number? 360. How many are there? 360 meridians, 181 latitudes. Okay, so shall we continue? Now we will learn about locating a place on a globe. We have learned about these lines on the earth, parallels and meridians. Now we are going to see how can we locate a place. Suppose India, we have to show India to somebody. How can we show it? It can be shown with the help of these parallels and the latitudes and the longitudes. Okay, the parallels and meridians form a network of lines on the globe. This is called a grid. What is grid? Grid is the network formed by the parallels and the meridians. So you have understood it. This is what grid, this parallels and the meridians have formed a network, and that network is called as a grid. And we can find out an area. Where is it located? These some boxes have been formed. You can find out an area or a country where it is located. Its correct location can be found very easily. Clear now? To locate a place, we must know the value of its parallel or latitude or its meridian or longitude. Without knowing this latitude and longitude, we cannot mark it. We must know it lies in which latitude, in between two latitudes, and in between two longitudes. That we must know, then only we can find out a place or the location of a place. Clear now? Okay, so chapter is over. What did I teach today? Today I taught you about the meridians. What are meridians? The lines which passes through the earth from top to bottom or from the north pole to the south pole are called as meridians. We learned about the features of meridians and the numbering of meridians. Okay, so shall I wind up? Right? You will stay home and stay safe. Take care of yourself. Bye.